You're good. Hello, movie patient, and welcome to Film Therapy. I am Brienne, also known as Miss Movies, also known as your film therapist. I'm not a real therapist, but I play one on the internet just for this show. And as with every session of film therapy, I always have a guest patient. And today, my guest patient is Devon. What's happening, Devon? So excited you're here.
How you doing?
Hey, that's not going to work.
You got. How you doing? I gotta have it that close.
Yeah, you need it
Okay.
close because these are cheap. This is
Oh,
what I tell everyone. They're really cheap.
okay.
So if you like move your head, it's not gonna. You gotta
So
go.
I
You
gotta keep
gotta
this
like,
bad boy on
yeah,
cheek at all times.
yeah. You gotta be touching your mouth basically the entire time. Yep,
Okay.
there it is. There it
Feels
is.
robotically erotic for some reason.
uh so for those of you that have never enjoyed a session of film therapy, welcome. This is how the show goes. I have a guest patient. Devon is my guest patient today. And what we do is we ask three or answer three questions about film. What is a film that inspires you? What is a film or a scene from a film that triggers a memory for you? Perhaps it's painful, maybe it's happy.
Mm-hmm.
And what is a film that helps you through difficult times? So I started this because I do suffer from depression. I find that film
I feel
actually
like we
kind
all
of
do in
helps
some way,
me.
shape, or form.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism watching movies and going into other people's stories. But I do want to say I always have a disclaimer. If you are having a problem right now, I'm not a therapist. Devon is not a therapist. So please call 911 or see a doctor or call someone that
If you're gonna
can
call
help you.
911, though, make sure it's a dire emergency because it's like over $1,000 for the ambulance to come. So I'm not trying
That's
to have
very
you go
expensive.
broke for like scraping your knee or something. Like if you
True.
can manage, don't call the ambulance.
All right, good. So before we get started, let's find out more about you.
All right. Well, I am a young black male from the South with
Okay.
an F.
What South are you from?
Katy, Texas. Yes,
Mm.
ma'am. I
Lots of Texans that come
oh
on this
yeah,
show.
oh yeah. I think you had Gentle Mentor last time.
Oh, I've had him on a mini session. I
Oh,
need to have
that's the
him on
homie right
too.
there.
Uh-huh.
Also from Texas. Shout out to Scotty Too Hottie. But yeah. I love film. I love comic books, and not just like since the movie started. Like, no, I've been a nerd
Mhm.
since back in the day. I'm talking about I used to, get bullied and beat up and stuff. I earned my
Mm.
street cred.
Whoa.
All right, so ain't nobody gonna tell me I ain't a nerd. Just don't look like one no more. Maybe I do look like a nerd. Do I look like a nerd? I don't know. Who knows?
I don't
Either
really
way,
know what a nerd's supposed to
Star
look
Drew
like.
knows. Flash Boy, that's what I'm talking about, aka Flash is Clay. That's what I like to call myself. Yeah,
Because you're all about the Flash.
all Flash, every day, everything. Ezra Miller's about to kill it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Excited.
I'm highly excited. I dropped a tear the first time I saw him in Suicide Squad because that was the first time you get like a full screen like Flash outfit. I'm ready. He
Hmm.
was in Batman vs Superman, but that was like a glimpse and like a
Yeah.
kind of distorted like time traveling. It was beautiful as well. Don't get me wrong. But when you see him in that full pose looking at Captain Boomerang, I probably actually answered your second question, I think,
Okay.
but I'll have another answer for that one. Oh, my bad. Can y'all hear me? All
Yeah.
right, cool.
We always got to get that mic check going. So what else? Like, how do we know each other?
Well, we both are victims of become a host because once you get in there, Marky is just full. There's
It's kind
no
of a cult.
censorship there. I love it. She'll rip you a new one when you need to know. And
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, Geek and Dad. I live in Katy right now. I was on 5405 Yale Drive. That's where my aunt used to
Whoa.
live. It was right
You know
behind
I
Katy
don't
Middle
edit this,
School.
right?
Huh?
I said, I don't edit this,
No, it's
right?
cool. I mean, if you want to,
Okay.
you can stop by and visit my aunt and my cousin. I don't know. I think he moved, but my aunt might still be there. But it was right behind Katy Middle School,
Uh-huh.
middle of nowhere. It's great. So there you go, Geek and Dad. Stop by and
All
tell them
right.
what's up.
Great. Let's get into our first question, which is what is a film that inspires you?
Ah, man. I make sure I'm highly unprepared for these, so every answer is fresh.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I got it. One film that highly, what was the question? How did you word it?
Inspires.
Inspired ed because it came out in 2003 was The Last Samurai. I know
Mm.
not a pick everyone would pick, but I'm telling you right now, well, it was 2003. I'm 28 right now. That was what, 15 years ago? No, 14 years ago. So I was like 14 at the time.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, that film, after watching it, it blew my, in my mind, it's a perfect film. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
talking about from casting to, and it also introduced me into film scores because I never used to pay too much attention to them. Like nobody really does. You just kind of watch the movie. But films, that movie score, Hans Zimmer shout out, like I have a whole playlist on my phone now. I listen to film scores whenever I need to think, whenever I'm driving, and it's like a
Mhm.
calm setting. Whatever. That film blew my mind, and it inspired me to like really pursue my actual passion of entertainment. Just because I was like, I need to do a movie like The Last Samurai.
Hmm. Like you need to be in a movie like The Last Samurai. You need to create a movie like The
Both. I
Last
don't care
Samurai.
whatever version.
What capacity? I believe acting is your capacity. Is that correct?
Yeah. I
Like you
mean,
would prefer
television,
to be
film, hosting, voiceover.
on screen.
Yeah, preferably. But I also do like to try to make my own stuff. Something
Mhm.
coming soon.
Hey, is that your Last Samurai?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
It's cool though, but it's not Last Samurai.
So we're still grasping for that.
Yes, yes,
We're
but
working towards that.
I don't think I'm nowhere near $150 to $200 million budget film yet. But when I get there, we'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll know.
Okay, great. So what is it? Okay, so the score is one thing. Are
Mhm.
you a musically inclined person? Do you play an instrument?
Not at
Yeah.
all.
What
These bony fingers look like they should play piano, but they do not.
they do look like they should
See, I'm
play
telling everybody tells me
piano.
you should play piano, and I'm like, nope, nope. They are
You
not
know
that
what I've
talented.
always wondered? I've always wondered if we have these talents that are untapped within us
Mhm.
because we've never explored them.
Maybe,
You know,
maybe.
like what if you sat down to a piano and
Uh-huh.
like had a few lessons and all of a sudden you were like the next Mozart and we never knew?
You know, I would think that. It's just I'm too lazy to really try it. So yeah, but I mean, I like when other people can play pianos. Oh, I love going over there and like pushing that one key when they're like, all right, when this time come, push that, and I'm just like, is my time to shine? Bam! I love doing
Like
that.
in some of those Christopher Nolan films and or
Exactly.
Stanley Kubrick's Eyes
All
Wide
of them.
Shut. Ding,
Like I go to
ding.
anybody who has a piano in their house. I go just like the Christopher Nolan Batman because he would push the keys and then
Mhm.
the bat cave would open.
Yes.
So I always think like if you got a grand piano in your house, you might have a bat cave. So I always do the little put it on, and then nothing happens, and I'm like, all right, they're
It's
not
safe.
Batman.
You think they'd have the same exact tonnage as Batman
If
to open up their lair if
as a
they have
salute,
one?
yes, you should have the same exact one. So if you have a grand piano, just know if I come over, I'm doing the keys.
Okay. So we got to make sure that we change it up just for then. Change
Oh
our
yeah,
Wi-Fi password. Make sure that it's different.
because I'm exploring that bat cave. I don't care. I'm touching everything too. I don't care
Well,
what it
yeah.
is.
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of acting, directing, who
Mhm.
directed The Last Samurai?
Edward Zwick.
Okay,
Edward Zwick.
great, good job, Edward.
Great, phenomenal
Do
job. I told you,
you
perfect movie.
do you follow his work? Or are you like, Tom Cruise took me? Like, who brought you in to like say see the film? Like, what was it
Well, no,
about
it
the
was
film that
one
you
of
were
those
like, all
things.
right, I want to see this?
Well, I mean, you got to remember, I was a deep nerd at 14, so I wasn't
Mhm.
necessarily into thick, dramatic movies like that.
Sure.
I was watching like X-Men Evolution and Justice League Unlimited. I did not care for it, but a friend of mine happened to have it on DVD, and I was like, he was like, "You want to watch it?" I was like, "Yes," and I watched it, and I was like sitting there crying the whole time. I'm like Ken Watanabe's last line of like, "They are all so perfect." I was like, "They are so perfect. This movie is so perfect. Everything is perfect. I feel so good right now." It definitely blew my mind. I'm glad Eric Monroe agrees with me. It was a great film.
Plus, this is at the time of your life, like when you said you were 14. Is that right?
Yeah, 14
Okay.
years ago, 28, 14. I'm
Okay.
just doing that math, maybe.
Okay, some basic math.
Basic math.
And around that age,
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like is the prime time when a human being like comes into film or comes into certain areas of their life that they're like, I really like this.
Kind of. I mean, I was really awkward probably till the like my senior year of high school, beginning college year. Yeah, so I mean, I would hope at 14 I was coming into something, but I really get into anything till I was like 17, 18.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was when I tell you I was a nerd, like I was listening to like the Toonami little in between transition songs like Adult Swim does now when they'll just
Mhm.
have like the little slides on the screen. But like no, I was like EDM back before it was like hot, like the just everything. I was in it. I was playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein on the computer. Like it was bad. I had a ponytail too. I had a really long
What?
ducktail.
No,
I
I
had
don't
a
believe it.
because when I was little, I had a fro, and then when my grandma cut it, she left me with this ponytail, which was like hot in the '90s. And then it
Sure.
was like midway down my back. So I was, and I had these thick glasses, and like my clothes were always too awkwardly built for my little bony exterior. It was bad. So I
Hmm.
dived into like comic books at that time.
You're like, I need something.
I need something cooler than me.
Nothing could be cooler than you, Devon. Okay, let's go on to our second question.
Yes.
What is a film
Mm-hmm.
or a scene from a film that triggers a memory for you? Perhaps it's painful, maybe it's happy. Now, when you were last on the show as a mini session, because you
Mm-hmm.
were on a mini session,
Yeah.
you did discuss the Will Smith film,
Ah, I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping it's something different.
Well, I mean, I kind of answered earlier with the Flash scene.
Okay.
Like I said, I was in there. I watched a bunch of friends got together. We all went to see Suicide Squad. I didn't expect to drop a tear right there. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was coming because I didn't know. They told me the Flash was in it, and I was like, okay, I get it, guys. I know it's somewhere in there. I just don't know where. But I
Mhm.
was like, I thought it myself. I was like, he's gonna be the one to lock up Captain Boomerang because all the heroes were like locking up their iconic villain, and I was like, oh my
Their
god,
duo.
oh my god, here he comes. I just didn't expect to get that beautiful physique costume shot of him right there, and he was like, no honor among thieves, eh? I said, and then it just dropped. I hit a Denzel right there. It just dropped
One
one tear.
Denzel.
That one Denzel tear. It fell.
What is it about the Flash that like gets you excited? Like, why is he your comic book person?
Honestly, it's hard to say. I think it's because I had one comic back in the day, and it was a basic like it would open up like this, and it was during a story arc where like Martian Manhunter went crazy and he was like setting off nuclear bombs. It was just a bunch of crazy stuff happening. Where you open the comic, and the first thing you see is like a faraway shot of like a little Venezuelan village or something like that, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, small town. And then like you see the explosion start. You get that little first glimpse of it starting, and then you see people popping up all the way over here across the water. And then it gets bigger slowly, and you see more and more people go. And then you turn the page because you're like finally the island's full of people, and there's nobody in the city no more, and the explosion's not even finished going. Next page you turn it, and it's the Flash like on his hands and knees, just lightning smoke just going off. He emptied the whole city in like 0.4 seconds. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And then I just started paying a lot closer attention to him after that.
Sure.
You start learning like, 4 Flashes. You got Jay Garrick, you got Barry, you got Wally, you got Bart, rest in peace. Oh, Inertia, you son of a man. But like, it's a lot. And it's just his personality mixed with like his ability. Because people think Flash is just a guy that runs fast. No.
No.
No. You're talking about the man that discovered the alternate dimensions in the DC universe. If it wasn't for him, we would just have basic Earth. We wouldn't have Earth 616. We wouldn't have Earth blah blah blah. Flash is the man, and in the Kingdom Come storyline with drawn by Alex Ross, beautiful by the way. That's all y'all need to check that out, Kingdom Come. But like he was so in tune with the Speed Force, which is pretty much the motion of everything, that he was the man who lived between the ticks. That's what they call it. Like time was nothing for him, and he would just visually see all dimensions at one time. He was just unstoppable, and he was just glowing red with the Jay Garrick hat. It was beautiful.
Are there any side effects to that? I feel like you would just have lots of headaches. I don't know.
You watched your tongue when you
What?
speak of
I'm
the
just
Flash's
saying.
name.
I want to know.
No, I
like,
mean,
what's his kryptonite?
his kryptonite. Honestly, with the Flash, he doesn't necessarily have a physical kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because even if you like dropped him off of a plane, he can like vibrate so fast he turns like the water molecules and whatnot into like temporary pieces of ice. Like it's crazy. Like he runs on clouds. You know what I'm saying? Like he can do it. I think Flash's ultimate kryptonite, which this is my own conclusion. It's not 100% correct, but and Randall gets it. Kingdom Come, some of the best artwork in DC ever. Yeah, but women. I think women are his biggest kryptonite.
Huh.
Yes,
Interesting.
because when it comes to Iris, when it comes to Linda, when it comes to any, like he will go all, and I feel like almost any superhero would, but like they put him in some position when the villain grabs the girl or whatever. That's it. He killed Reverse Flash because he injured Iris when she was pregnant. Killed the twins. He killed them. Went to jail. Flash was in jail voluntarily, of course. You can't lock him up. He's kind of like in Man of Steel when they locked up Superman. He was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, Flash, he don't play when it comes to his women. I respect that.
So Suicide Squad is a movie that triggers a memory for you because we got to finally see the Flash on the big screen. Well, didn't he have his own film? Flash Gordon?
No, everyone says that. No,
I don't know. I'm just
well, no,
asking. I'm
Flash Gordon.
asking because I never saw that film.
No, Flash Gordon is completely different. Flash Gordon is
Flash.
the space adventurer.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a whole different
savior
person.
of the universe.
You saw Ted? Remember the guy, the main
No,
okay,
I
well.
did not see that movie.
Well, the main star of Flash Gordon is he's nothing to do with DC and all that. He's his
Okay.
own space adventurer. Everyone thinks Flash Gordon,
You
but
know what?
he's
I
not.
get it. I get it because when I say I want a female superhero movie, it's time, and people go, "You got Catwoman and you got Elektra," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh no,
Like,
there's way better female superhero, both Marvel and DC out there. It's just like I said, a lot of people don't necessarily read the comic; they just kind of watch what's on TV and what's in movies. So yeah,
Mhm.
they're like, you had Catwoman. It was like Catwoman also had Halle Berry. We're not going to talk about that part right there. Jesus, like
It was not good.
it was terrible. It was that's probably why you don't see Halle Berry too much out in the streets right now. But no, this Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, great representation of Wonder Woman. Like Diana is
Mhm.
about to finally get some justice. Not to say that the throwback show didn't do her, pretty good, but like right now, everything from like her theme, her costume, like she's pretty badass. But then you got like Storm, for example, who is
Mhm.
one of the few Omega level mutants within the X-Men universe alone. Like I wouldn't say Halle Berry's representation was the best because she's pretty much a god on Earth in the comics, but like that's another strong one that no one really, even when they try to do like Black Canary and CW and whatnot. CW's a tough one when it comes
Mhm.
to like supers because they keep it at like a preteen level, with the
Yeah.
drama and all
Yeah,
that.
they do.
But no, Black
Which I
Canary's like
enjoyed with gosh, why can't I'm Smallville. There we go.
now
I loved
Smallville.
Smallville.
They were one of the first to really like
Go
get
there.
you in
Mhm.
there. I mean, it wasn't too much Superman based more than it was Clark based,
Mhm.
but like once they started getting into it, it tried a thing. Like right now they got Supergirl out, and you're just kind of
Right.
like it because it kind of watered it down to like anything you can do, I can do better type relationship with
Hmm.
her and like men. Where it's like, I understand that, but you got to remember this woman is a Kryptonian. It's a little bit more than that.
Right.
Like show her what she can do. Because especially if they brought in Power Girl, oh man, like these are the kind of girls that'll go toe to toe with Dark Side. Like I don't care who you are, I'm Superman blood. You know, so yeah.
I love it.
But there's a lot of really powerful women in comics and what they just don't get represented yet. It's a
No.
man's world, as James Brown would say right
Here's my question for you. For someone that's not into comic books,
now.
where when I go, let's say I am like, I want to get into comic books, but where do you start? Like for you, where did you start with the Flash? Did you like do you try to find the first ever Flash? Is that impossible? Or would you just jump in with whatever's current? Like how does that work? Where does someone begin if they're interested in reading comic books but they don't know where to start?
I would say if you wanted to like get into it, if it's a new thing for you, don't start with whatever the newest current storyline is. Because you got Rebirth and then you got all this stuff. You want to start like two storylines back at least, which will only take you back a couple of years. So it's and yeah, like Randall says, event comics, like because they'll give you a bit of like history while
Okay.
they're going because there's been so many different writers and whatnot. You're never going to have like one solid history for any character,
Hmm.
you know but it'll at least get you up to speed enough to where when you mold into like the current level, then you're like, all right, I at least know a little bit of what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd say
Because
like two stories back.
I never read a comic book, but I did this past year.
Which one?
My first comic book ever was Why the Last Man.
Okay.
And I did I would you call it a graphic novel because it put so many comic books together to make one book.
Kind of. Yeah. Who did that
Know
one?
what
Was
I'm
it Dark
saying?
Horse?
Yes.
But okay. Yeah, they're more graphic novelish,
Okay.
kind of Frank Miller style, but it's a good read for sure. It's definitely one to get into.
Hmm.
But if you want like superhero stuff, you got to hop into either
Yeah.
DC or Marvel for sure,
Okay.
or
Now,
both.
and
Both.
with Why the Last Man, because it's
Mhm.
a newer thing,
Yeah.
I was able to come in at the very beginning, the very first ever
Yeah.
written comic for that.
Which is that makes it
So
easier usually.
that does. Also, it's not superhero based,
Yeah.
so it's a little different.
Hmm.
Don't have years. No, we're not going back to the 40s.
Yeah, I try not to go back that far because I wasn't necessarily the most popular in America at that time. But it I do kind of glance at them and get because I want to know their histories as well. You'd be surprised how many characters like histories have changed. Like originally, Lex Luthor didn't like Superman because Superman was the reason he went bald. That was it. Like, it wasn't even any depth to it. He was just like, you're the reason my experiment went wrong, and now I'm bald, and I hate you, Superman. Now it's evolved into like an arch nemesis type of base.
Sure.
But at the time, you were just kind of like, that's why you mad at this alien who can it's faster than a speeding bullet, jump over because you're bald. I mean,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
we don't, like hair implants and Rogaine don't exist. But
Well, back then they didn't.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I guess once those inventions came to light, they were like, we need to change this up. Like originally, Jay Garrick had skates. Glad they
It's
took
Jay
them skates up.
Garrick.
The first Flash.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. But he had skates, and I was like, we
I'm just
got to
asking
change
what
that.
the audience wants to know.
Oh, gotcha.
You know. Anyways, let's get into our last question, which
Yes.
is what is a film that helps you through difficult times?
A film that helps me through difficult times. Difficult. There's a lot on that list. One I would say helps me through difficult times. Besides, mainly I listen to film scores when it comes to that, so it's never really one specific film. But I would say The Fifth Element.
Okay.
Bruce Willis, Chris Tucker,
Yes.
Gary Oldman, or what was his name? Emmanuel Baptiste Zorg.
Mhm, mhm.
John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. That was his name. Oh man, it because that movie, regardless of how I feel, whether it be really good, really bad, whatever, that movie will put me back in good spirits. And if I'm already feeling good, it makes me feel even better.
That movie reminds me of an ex-boyfriend, which is why I don't
Uh,
watch it anymore. But I do need to revisit because I feel like it's one that has elements that I will probably be quizzed on at some point
yeah.
in some sort of
Well, they're
trivia.
about to re-show it in theaters, like for a
Okay.
2-day event or something. I think in
Oh,
Hollywood
interesting.
coming soon. I can't remember the dates, but look it up. I think unless it already passed and I missed it, but I know they were talking about putting it for like a 2-day event
Okay.
just because it suddenly got popular all over again. I was like,
Right,
nah,
of
I've been
course.
watching that since like I had the TV that goes tuk, 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 tuk,
Yeah,
to change the
yeah,
channel.
yeah.
Tuk, 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 tuk.
Mm-hmm. I know those.
Oh yeah. So it's
It was
it's
on
definitely one of those
VHS.
movies, and everything about it. It's another one of those where like the theme, the music, the opera scene. I know word for word from beginning to end, all the way to the end of the fight scene with Mila Jovovich and all the shakehead aliens who change their faces.
Wow,
I
that's
love
impressive.
that movie.
I know all of the dialogue to the movie Clue.
Clue.
Yes.
That interesting. I know
I
all
should
the
probably do
dialogue.
like a Clue in 30 minutes sort of thing where I just recite
The
the
whole
entire
thing.
the
I'm like that with
entire
pretty much
movie.
any movie by Willard Christopher Smith Jr., aka Will Smith. His name isn't
Mm-hmm.
William. Everyone thinks it's William because of the Fresh Prince,
Oh,
but he just switched it
yeah.
for the show. But his real name is
Interesting.
Willard. Just like the
We've learned something today.
there you go. That's my illegitimate father, I like to think.
What I want to know is for the people that do the like, Star Wars in 30 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
do they have the movie? Are they watching the movie behind the screen, muted, and they're doing the dialogue as it goes through? Or
Wait,
are
say that
they
one more time. What was?
okay? So if you're going to do if you're going to do a movie, like recite a movie
Yeah,
for an audience, let's say, for an audience that you're recording this for,
yeah.
do you have the movie playing behind you on like a higher speed,
Uh-huh.
let's say, and muted obviously, and you do all the lines as you watch it?
Uh-huh.
Or do you just go off of memory of how everything plays out? I feel like that would be much harder. It would be easier to watch it and say the lines as you're watching it because you know what happens,
Yeah.
in the film, and like the
That's probably easy. It's
cues.
kind of like when you're trying to recite a song that you hear on the radio, but when
Mhm.
you're doing it by yourself, you're like, what was the word? But then when you hear it on the radio, you can just fly through the song like nothing because
Right.
you're like, I got it. Oh, two
Yeah.
things. Shout out to Party Pooper hashtag West Allen. That's my man right there. Appreciate that. Or woman. And then Randall Valerian. Yeah, for some reason, no, I'm not too interested in Valerian. I don't know why. I think it's because it's another one of those like the entire galaxy has to be saved by like two white people, and it's just like that King Arthur movie coming out with Charlie Hunnam. I really want to see it because I like him and Jude Law and all them, but I'm like, it's another one of those period pieces where like no other color exists. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to see it, but I might bootleg it because F them. But I don't know. It's tough.
I like your.
It's tough.
I might bootleg it because I want to watch it, but I also don't want to give them my money.
Yeah, like I also don't want to really give them my money because it's like I couldn't have never been casted in that at any point, regardless of if I can do the accent or not. Yeah, they don't care. They're like, but
What's
even
your
in this,
dream casting? What's your dream role that you would be like, I would have loved to have played this? It's got to be a Will Smith. movie.
It
I'm
might
sure.
be. I want to say it's a Will Smith movie, but he already is so perfect in every way, shape, and form that I don't think I could ever replace him.
Sure.
But I think I would have liked to play. I mean, hey, I go back to Last Samurai. I would have liked to play Captain Algren, but I couldn't have because it's back in the time of like civil unrest and probably even maybe a little slavery in there somewhere. But
Mhm.
like, it would have been cool to do something like that. I think in the meantime, I would like to play which Will Smith movie would I want? Because I want to be in all of them. Independence
Mm.
Day.
I was gonna say
I
that was
would
the
have.
one I thought that you would
I would have
choose.
loved to play that. You know
Mhm.
why? Because I've always wanted to say this to an alien. Welcome to Earth. I've always wanted to do that. I mean, I don't really want to punch an alien because that might be.
And
If you've
now,
seen a xenomorph, oh god, I would not want to punch one of those. But
and now he's gonna be the genie, so you could say, "Welcome to Agrabah."
wait, they're gonna be the Will Smith?
Genie in Aladdin, the live action Aladdin. Like he's
They
like,
casted Will
I don't
Smith
know
as
if they
Genie.
can't. I don't know if that's official,
I was like,
but
Will, you didn't tell me this.
that is the news that came out the other day that he is in maybe talks or something to
Oh,
be
so
the
it's just
genie.
rumor right now. Okay,
I
because
don't know if it's rumor, if it's confirmed.
uh-huh.
If the chat knows if it is confirmed, they can let us know. I'm sorry, the waiting room, not the chat. I always sometimes say it wrong.
No, Will Smith will tell me directly if he gets cast as Genie. He always lets me know when he's
Okay.
coming. Right now, I'm waiting for that movie Bright to come out on Netflix.
Oh,
I've been waiting for a movie for like a year because it's pretty much like R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges, but like supposed to be a more serious tone. What not is him and Joel Egerton, and I like those two actors a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not nothing against Ryan and Jeff. I mess with y'all too, but I'm
Yeah.
very excited for Bright.
According to most in the chat, it's in talks.
In talk, yeah. See, thank you,
I think
Randall.
he'd be a great genie, though.
I
Fun.
do. It's the thing is because if I love Will as much as I say I do, I also have to be realistic with him. Like I don't listen to none of his
Sure.
music really. I mean, maybe a couple of his theme songs on a movie, but Will, your music, I got
Dun,
Kendrick
dun,
and J.
dun,
Cole in them
dun,
for that.
dun,
It's
dun,
all right.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but it as Genie, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. And plus, Robin Williams set the bar that no one probably will ever pass. Maybe
Well,
get
yeah.
close, might be like a Jim Carrey or something.
Mm.
But the bar is so awesome. So awesome. I was reading Mayank's things. It's so high. And he's like, post-mortem, it's tough. Like whoever played the Joker, like Jared Leto playing the Joker, regardless of how good he is or was, Heath Ledger he set the bar and then he died. Like you can't beat it now. You just can't.
Yeah.
Like
You can't.
it's tough. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. But Will let me know. Something tells me I don't think he will, but it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw Winter's Tale with Colin Farrell.
I've seen the stage version of Winter's Tale. I read Winter's Tale. I did not watch the movie because I was like, I just don't think this is going to work as a movie.
Yeah. Well, Will Smith played Satan, Lucifer, the devil in that movie.
Okay.
And it's just he's so charming. It's hard to see him as a villain, which is why some people didn't like him as Deadshot. I loved him as Deadshot. Yeah, me too. But that's just my personal bias.
Right.
But like his charm and lovability, to see him as Genie, it'll be lovable and to see, but like as animated as Genie was, and the voices, Jack Nicholson, everything that Robin Williams did, that's a tough one to live up. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Jim Carrey would be the closest, maybe even like a Steve Carell, but he has more of like a subtle, dull humor. It's just tough. Like, who can you get? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But Will, if you do it, I'm gonna watch it. I always do, but
I'd probably watch
make
it
me
anyway.
proud, man. That's all I'm asking. Don't put Jaden in it. Don't you dare put Jaden in it. Boy, don't you put Jaden.
You know what? He could maybe. I mean, depending on how it's being cast, and diversity wise, I know that they're looking to diversify their Aladdin, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of have to. It's an Agrabah.
I would hope so.
So if I see Michael Cera as Aladdin, we're gonna have some problems. We already had to sit through Scarlett Johansson as Major Mitoko. Like that was hard. Like I didn't even watch the movie.
That
yet.
wasn't hard for me. Here's why: I have zero background
in
of
anime
Ghost in the Shell. Not
first of all,
not zero in anime. I know some anime.
Like what?
I watched Akira. I've watched Princess Mononoke.
Okay, now Princess Mononoke that counts.
All right.
Akira is just one of those like
Spirited Away, obviously, as everyone else. I own Howl's Moving Castle. Like I have some anime, a little tiny bit.
Well, Ghost in the Shell is one of those ones that like
I watched
stuck me to
Yuri on
anime
Ice.
for sure. Like that one got me into it, especially like the ending scene when she's fighting like the spider tank. She's trying to rip the top off and her arms come. Oh,
but you have to realize
beautiful.
like that movie was made for someone like me that doesn't know Ghost in the Shell, that's gonna see it because Scarlett Johansson is in it.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's
because they changed it to white,
yeah.
so now it's for everybody. But I guess that's
well,
how
for
I
me
wanna put it.
specifically.
Yeah, for you, I guess you can relate. You know.
Oh goodness, but I would go see it anyways.
The Rain 09, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yes, drop the mic, Rain. That anime, right? Because I watched all of Full Metal Alchemist and I watched all of Brotherhood. Brotherhood is shorter, more to the point, better animation, beautiful, great job. Cowboy Bebop, another one of my Samurai Champloo.
Oh yeah, Cowboy Bebop. They were going to make that into a movie a long time ago. With
we got
Keanu
Big
Reeves.
O. We got Gundam, pretty much G Gundam, Wing, whichever one you want. Heavy Arms was my boy. Oh.
So what I was saying with Will Smith, he could actually make an interesting Jafar if they wanted to go that route.
He could, but like Will gonna have to get out of the box for that one. Like the way he did for Ali and Concussion, for example, he's gonna have to get out of the box. Like he's not gonna be Will Smith for that. Like I better not hear like a like if I hear one of those, I'm like, Will, you're still in there. But like the way he did with Deadshot, you're just kind of like, all right, I see where you're going with this. He was a little more serious. My bad with this mic. But yeah, and I liked it. And plus he got back to his like I Am Legend build. Willard, the pull-up scene in I Am Legend, girl, makes my seat moist every time. I'm like, woo, good Lord, have mercy.
Well, thank you, Devon, for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I was like thinking, what movie were we talking about?
Oh yeah, I hope I answered all of your questions.
Element. You did. So the first one you said for inspiration was Last Samurai. For a movie that triggers a memory is Suicide Squad.
And I Am Legend. I still got that.
And I Am Legend.
The dog
you have
scene.
That. Yes, you have. Devon was on a mini session of film therapy. If you've not seen that, check it out. It's in the playlist below. And we talk about I Am Legend. And for the third one, you talked about Fifth Element for a movie that helps you through difficult times.
That's my movie right there. That is my movie.
Where can everyone that's in the waiting room and watching this find you?
At Devon D. Stewart, which is right there on Twitter and Instagram. And I got Facebook too, Devon Stewart, and the name in my face. So find that too. I'll add you. I add everybody. I love talking to everybody. I'm not one of those kind of like ignores you because like I'm bougie or whatever. No. You want to talk, especially if you want to talk like film and comics and stuff. We can do this. I do it all the time. So hit your boy up.
I'm just not on Facebook.
Party Pooper, he pointed out Will Smith was supposed to be Neo. I remember that.
Yes,
somebody actually find it on YouTube, but somebody made like a cut trailer with all like a lot of Will Smith movies as if it was like a Matrix trailer. So he put in like Trinity and all. It looks so good.
I'm gonna look that up right when we're
look that up. Oh my gosh.
Okay, great. And Devon, you can find Devon on a variety of different things. Like sometimes we see you doing fan stuff for The Flash.
Oh yeah, you'll find me
CW stuff.
Disney stuff. I got a couple of videos with Oh My Disney out there and Alexis Gabriel. Shout out. What's up, girl?
Totally jealous. That's totally a job I would have loved.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. They took us to Disneyland. We shot, and then we shot in the studio. I was playing Cogsworth. So just check them out, man. You'll see me all over the place. I'm random, shooting a commercial Saturday morning coming up. Just booked that yesterday. Congrats. But, working. So you'll see your boy out there.
You can find me all day, every day on Twitter at Miss Movies. I don't really do Facebook that much, so that's why I don't add people as friends.
Oh, I add them all, unless it's one of those like random, like they'll have these random like hot girls, and they'll be like, "Watch my webcam." And it'll be some weird name like Chominka Dalalala.
Or it'll be like Dan.
Yeah, or just something,
and you're like, "Wait,
just created last month." Will Smith in 6 Degrees of Separation. Oh, that was interesting right there.
That was his first.
That was one of not first, but like one of his like
breakout
first
roles.
Yeah, because I think he had like American. What was it? American with Whoopi Goldberg at one point. But this was still when he was rapping Will Smith. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't think of that name either. I'm also going to be on the Schmodown tomorrow at 2 p.m. facing Perry Nemiroff as the undercard match for the John Roca versus Mark Riley title match. So there you go.
So make sure you check her out, and she better win. You better win.
I better.
For everybody in this chat right here, Charles Smith, Randall, Party Pooper, Rain, everybody, you better win.
All right. Thanks. Mayang. Let's not forget Mayang.
Oh, it's Mayank.
I don't know. I've said Mayang, and he said, okay. And Star Drew.
And Star Drew. Yeah, we can't forget Star Drew.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye.
Deuces.
Bye. bye, 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 bye.